doing?
Not bad, guys. So different faces this week. My name is Ricky. Those of you that don't know, I've been with my stock for a while now, for many years, right? And so one of the admins. And then today we have.
My name is Bugi. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have seen me on the vlogs. If you watch the YouTube videos, if you watch the vlogs. But yeah, I'm active in the Discord chat. But that's my first podcast, and let's see what questions do you have.
Amazing. So for me, it's also my first one. I did an interview with as a guest with Tristan and LB. So they usually do it, but both are out of the country. So we decided to do a little change this time.
Yes.
So here we're just going to talk a little bit about trading. I've been trading for 10 years, and you're pretty new in trading for less than 1 year.
Yes.
So I think I'll be asking you some things from a new trader's perspective. In the last 8 months, how have you grown, and all these things that you've overcome, and the things that you're still learning. Right. So Boogie, why don't you tell me something about yourself? Where do you come from? And what got you in trading? What brought you in here?
Okay, so
how did it happen? Like, I know your T's family, but what happened here, man?
So basically, as you already mentioned, I started like 8 months ago trading. Like mid of October, I started. It's mid-June right now, and yeah, that was my first steps. But a year ago, I put on my like yearly to-do list, like I want to trade, and that was end of 2019. That was my goal for 2020 to like start trading and just learn how to trade, because I knew that is like one thing where you can achieve like financial freedom. And yeah, I never started it because it's so hard to start if you don't have someone who's taking you on his hand and show you around. Because I was watching YouTube videos, I was reading some stuff, but that's not the real stuff, I don't know how you started, but yeah.
So basically, T gave you that leading hand.
Yeah, he gave me the leading hand. So he called me over. He was like, "Yo, Boogie, why don't you come to Mexico? I'm in Mexico." I was like, "Yeah, I can. I have nothing to do. My school is online," and I was just chilling in Germany. I'm studying economics in Germany. I'm still in school, so.
Oh, that's good, because I remember in October when I came, I met you back then, and so at that time he was pretty new at trading.
Yeah, I didn't know anything. I remember my first trade. So yeah, basically I came to Mexico and he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna show you around. I'm gonna show you how to trade, how to do your first trade." And Ricky was sitting next to me, and Ricky was like, "Yo, look at Uber. Uber is looking really good." And I was like, "Yo, I don't know if it looks good, but I'm gonna jump in if T tells me." And then T told me what to do, and yeah, I just made my first $500 in like 5 minutes.
Okay, so as a beginner, what happens is usually when you make money on your first, second, third trade, you realize that, damn, this is real. So not until you make that profit in your trade, you don't realize that money can be made in trading. So I think, Boogie, same thing happened with you and most of traders, but welcome to the trading family, man. It's amazing. You realize this now. You've been doing it for 8 months.
Exactly.
So tell me something, in the beginning, what was the most challenging part maybe that you thought, like, as a trader? What were you having a hard time understanding?
I think the most difficult part for me was to understand all the keywords, like the trading lingo. I would say it's like really
option calls.
Yeah, exactly.
Long,
Yeah.
shorts, right?
It's the world is so wide in the options trading in the stock market. So that was the first thing I had to learn, and there's a great book out there, and I just like from Andrew, and that was a good guide. I learned a lot of new words and how to read charts. So yeah, step by step, T told me a lot, you told me a lot. So you were sitting beside me, T was sitting
all the
beside me.
weekly sessions that we do on teaching,
Exactly, right? And the same things we do on the Discord, and that's how all members learn.
Well, when you started, what was your account size? When you started?
Okay, so basically I started at 25K. So 25K was my account, and that's where I started.
Okay, so from 25K now, we'll jump to this a little early. I want to cover this later, but not this pillow here, man. It keeps falling. But okay, so Boogie started from 25,000. So listen to this very carefully, guys. This crazy swing in the markets. So his account went from 25K to 55K, very fast. And then from 55K, it went down to 4,000, okay? So from 25K to 55 to 4,000, and then from 4,000, it went back to 51K now last week. Now, most new traders, when they go up to 50, they're happy, they're excited. But most people would probably quit trading if their account went back to from 50 to maybe 20. They would probably quit and take the 20K and that's it, leave it. But Boogie went from 25K to 55, back to 4, and back to 51K. Now, Boogie, when you had this, that's a crazy roller coaster, right?
That was a crazy roller coaster.
Happened? So when you went to 50K, 55K, how did you get there? And what happened? What made you get to 4K? And then what made you get from 4K to 55K?
Okay, let's start with the 25K at the beginning. So 25K were sitting in my account. I made, or actually you guys helped me to make 10K in 1 month. So actually I came to Mexico, I started trading and I made 10K in 1 month. I was like, yo, I want to do that for my life, like 10K every month, perfect. And I can only get better and better, right? And so yeah, then I went back to Germany. Actually, I was on myself, so I was trading on myself, trying to scalp. Didn't know anything about scalping, didn't know anything about options, and yeah, I just fucked it up, and my account went back. My account went back to 25K, even a little lower, 22, 23.
Now I'm gonna stop right there. Now, when the account went from 55 to 40K, I want to understand. What were you doing that it went to 4K? I mean, because these are the mistakes that some of the new traders make. They take it up high and then they start, because now what got you out of the line? Because initially T helped you, he took the leading hand. Then I know he left you alone for a while.
Exactly.
So when you were alone, you took the downhill.
Yeah.
What happened?
So basically I went heavy. You shouldn't do that. Yes, and my position size was not the same. That was the second thing, and the third thing is no knowledge. And I didn't knew what I was doing, and that's the worst thing you can do if you don't know anything about trading. If you don't know what you're doing, leave it. Learn first. And,
so that learning experience costing from $55,000 to $51,000 was your learning experience cost.
Yes.
All right, and then you took it back from 40 to 50K. What happened? What did you change? Well, I mean, during that roller coaster, I saw your counters. I saw your chart. So when you took it back from 40 to 50, what changed?
Yeah. So from the point where it was from highest 55K to the lowest 4K, that was like a period of 2 months. In these 2 months, I learned to be patient, to sit on my hands, and to not rush, to not FOMO. And I think that's the most important thing that I learned in this period of time. And then when my account was down at 4K, I knew, okay, I can only make it back if I don't gamble, if I make it like the position size consistent position size.
Sorry, we're from Germany, it's okay.
And yeah, basically it went really fast. I luckily got the meme stocks, so I got into these. We catch Cloud, we catch Rocket, we catch Space, and these trades. Workers, yeah, these trades made me back, and I think that's the most important thing that I learned, that you can't come back from the highest and think you're gonna make it back just going all in, and that's the most important thing.
Okay. So, well, you guys heard him. I mean, so I hope you take the 50K to 100K. And the next whatever time it takes you.
Yeah, my account is actually making a cup and a handle, so.
His account is actually a legit cup, like this squeeze all the way down to 4K, a nice cup and a little handle now.
Yeah.
So, well, I hope it breaks out also. I hope you learn risk management through that, because in trading, risk management is number one. If you guys are not managing your numbers in the market, when I say managing numbers, let's say for example, if you have a position size for, if you have $10,000 in your account, now that $10,000 has to be cash. If it's 2K in positions, $10,000 is not your account. Your account is only $8,000, right? So you play based on $8,000. On $8,000, let's say for example, if you put in $300 into a trade, if that $300 does not work out, let's say it goes to zero. Let's be negative first, right, with the money. Let's say it goes to negative, it goes to zero, and you don't have the results yet, and you buy another trade for 300, thinking that you still have another position. But now you're risking bigger amount on your other side, and yet when you don't know the results of the other trade. So let that $300 first clear and give the results. Maybe you exit with a zero, maybe loss, maybe profit. Let's say you exit with zero. Now you have $7,700 left. 10% of 8,000 is $800. 10% of 770 is $770 bucks. So you guys need to understand now on a $7,700, your trade size will be different. It will not be 300. Maybe it'll be 270 bucks or 280, right? You decrease it a little bit so you maintain the percentage so that if you have multiple losing trades, at least your account does not drain. You're managing your numbers. This is really important to understand. Not a lot of people understand this, only when you're in the market for long enough. And then obviously you're gonna have winning trades. If you're picky with your trades, you're doing your homework, you're doing your research, you're watching the market news, the sentiment, and you feel more confident about the trade then yes, you will have winning trades, more winning trades than losses, right? So managing numbers is really important. And I think that's what happened with Bugi's account. Maybe when he took it up, T helped him initially. Obviously, T is the master of, he's just crazy, taking small accounts to big. I've seen him do it.
He does the magic.
Yeah, I've seen him take 50K to 3 million, so that's crazy, right? Not in less than 1 year. So he knows when he needs to take risks. But so he took you and then you went down. But then during that downhill, you learned.
I learned a lot. Yeah, I learned a lot. And as you mentioned, like having your cash balance in front of you, that's the most important thing. Because
most important.
That happened to me exactly. I had so many positions and I was not looking at my cash balance. Everyone was telling me, look at your cash balance, make sure you have at least 50% of your cash sitting there and not in trades, not in place. And I was not listening to them. I was like, my account looks good. I'm doing well.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm doing well. So why not buying, like, instead of 10 contracts, why not buy 20? Why not buy 30? I'm making good gains. So that was the biggest mistake I could make. I was like not at all looking at my cash balance, and when I realized, oh shit, everything is going down, the whole market is going down, and it rapidly, like just like this, it went down 10K, and then the next day 5K, the next day 5K, and yeah.
The psychology part, what happens? So when you have $10,000 in your account, for example, and you take that account up to 15K, you're making $1,000 trades at first, and all of a sudden you open up 5 positions worth 1,000 each, right? And 2 go to 0 maybe. Right, and now you're left with 13K total equity in your account. And then you start revenge trading. You want to make that 2K back. Then you throw in your other cash. Maybe you double up the position. Oh, you know what? Instead of 10, let me buy 20 contracts. I'll sell at 10 cents up. I'll make that back. Now, when you do forced trading like that, market is going to take your money back. Then all of a sudden your account dips below the initial. It goes to 7, 6K very fast. Now, another thing, when I was gonna say something really important. Oh man. I was going to say something really important.
Force trading?
No, it was revenge force. I did this pretty well. Anyways, let's continue. But so it comes down, it all comes down to managing numbers at the end of the day. So this is something that you guys have to know and understand. And yes, what I was going to say was, if you have 10 positions open in options and you're day trading, what makes you think you're going to be right for 10 positions? What makes you think? If the tomorrow market is bad and the sectors are bad, usually everything goes down. Not all your 10 positions go down. And out of those 10, maybe 2 or 3 will come back up, but the rest are going to go to 0. Right? So that's how you go into losses. So manage your positions, only have limited positions, wait for the results, have a mix and match, have some leaves. When I say leaves, like 2023, at least 18 months out from now, right, where the value is stored. Right? So
I think that's the other thing, because I think a lot of people like try to play weeklies because they think you're gonna get higher gains. That's true. If it works out, you're gonna have a higher percentage-wise gains, profits. But the thing is, in the other direction, it's the same thing. You can lose more. You can lose it faster, and that's what I learned too. I was playing weeklies and I was like trying to make my account back. I lost 10K and I was like, okay, let's make the 10K back with one trade. I'm gonna play weeklies. I see the setup and let's do it. But it went in the other direction, and so I learned. First thing was play like at least if you're playing swing trades, play at least 1 month out. The second thing that I learned was if you're entering a swing trade, don't enter at the beginning of the day. Enter at the end of the day, like near closing bell. So the premiums are like settled down and you don't lose a lot of premiums.
You have more confirmation.
More confirmation to exactly how the candles are gonna close. And I think don't play lottos.
A lotto is a great count though if you can afford. And what is a lotto, by the way? You know,
what is a lotto?
Just because you explained. If you have $10,000 cash in your account, a lotto for you maximum it's 150. And let's say from a 10K cash account, if you're already down 500 for the week and you're $9,500, don't play a lotto. Save that money. Look for a good trade. Avoid a lotto. Why are you gonna gamble another $100 onto something, right? Because every penny counts. And another thing, Boogie touched upon, when you buy a weekly option, let's say at $1, for example. Now, when they go down, they also go down to 90 cents, they'll bump up to 93, they'll go to 80 cents, then 85, then 70, 60, then 65, then all at 40 cents, 35 cents. And we keep holding them until we lose. But when the options go up on weeklies from $1 to $1.10, $1.30, $1.25, when that option goes up, like it's such psychology, you're likely to get scared and sell for less profits. Even though the stock's doing good, it's doing its movement, many people don't let the price action play out. They get scared when the options start going down, right? So Coleman's here, so Home Depot we bought, for example. So I taught you the way I said we bought the options at 350. The first day they went to 370, 380, but next day they came down to 320, 310. That's fine, that's part of the option. We still let the price action play out. Then all of a sudden, as soon as the price action was playing out, in HD they went up to $5, right? So, but if you're gonna look at 5-minute charts and play weeklies, you're likely gonna blow up your account. I can promise you, you might hit good trades, but your net, there will be losses, not profits, because you'll be taking bigger losses but smaller profits, right? So that's really important, what kind of plays you play and when you play them. I play weeklies, yes, but limited, where I can handle the zero if it does happen, right? We have a lot of pinned sessions in our Discord that you guys can always check out. And Boogie, another question I want to ask you.
Yes.
Where do you see yourself from 5 years? I mean, 5 years in my stock, 5 year trading. Where do you see yourself? Like
5 years is a lot. I mean, a lot changed in the last 6 months, and the last 8 months changed a lot for me personally. Even for the team MSL, I saw how it grew. It was you at T and Love, and suddenly I came, Sami came. Shout out to Sami here.
Yeah. Love you,
and yeah, I went back to Germany, I came back, and there was a whole team, and T, I don't know how T did it, but he got a whole team. Some people left, some people came, and so much changed in those 6 months. If you're asking me now where I see myself in like 5 years, I really can't see it where I'm gonna be, but I'm pretty sure my stock life is gonna be really successful out there. I think every trader in the world is gonna know what my stock life is, who the persons behind my stock life are, and I hope that I'm gonna be until then a part of my stock life and be one of the faces that people know.
Wow,
so that's
you will be.
That's where I see myself in 5 years, and yeah.
So guys, yeah, we did start Small as team many years ago, right? Then I came on board in 2015, I believe. Many years it was just tough, up and down. A lot of things happened. And then last year, our LB came on board, one of the best traders I know. The call plays out there like this, like, it's just crazy. LB, you guys already know how he does it in the group. And then we have a huge team. Shout out to all of you guys, right? A big team, so many to name, so I just won't name any. So I love you all. Right now I do have Matt and Coleman, so I'll give them a shout out. And then Hux is back in the room, and many great traders in the group. A lot of you guys are doing amazing. Keep it up. Stay disciplined, stay humble. A lot of you guys are killing it in the group. You guys are doing a lot of work, man. And with this, we'll call you guys My Stock Life. We love you guys, and this was my first podcast. That's it. Woo! My Stock Life or no life, baby.